And the fact is, you're never going to do it because you're grinding yourself down to a nub that the person you're trying to emulate hasn't even done it like that. Or they've been like Donald Trump, the self-made billionaire who's not even a billionaire, who had a loan from his father of $1 million. But
Right.
people are trying to emulate him, acting the way he is, thinking that's how he got who he. And there's
They don't,
tons of
I was just about to say, they don't reveal their failures, do they?
stories like that of people where you actually find out what they did, and you go, "Oh, that's not the image they gave," and they're like, "Yes, because that's the image they sell their courses with." They do, and it's like when you actually see somebody successful and they go, "I did this and this," and you go, "Oh, right. Well, I'm not going to do that if you had that failures." But you have to fail to learn to grow and develop. And I mean, I think that could be a podcast on its own. I have to get you back. I mean, I've loved this. I know we're way over time, but sorry for using that
Thank you
much of
so
you. But
much.
I'd love to do another one and go into depression and
I
really
love
look
that
at that,
too.
because that's an area I think would help so many people. But for people who have been listening to this one and taking notes and thinking, I've got to follow you and I've got to do everything, I've signed up with her and work with her and stuff, what would you want them to take from this firstly? And how can we keep in touch with you? How can we sign up to work with you, find your website, etc.?
What do I want them to take with from this is number one, that there is another way. There isn't just one way to live a happy, successful life. Is it really working? And look at the other way. I think the other thing that I want people to take from this is health is wealth. And I don't think we've really got to think about that phrase. And I kind of love it. Health is wealth, because without good health, we don't have anything. You're not going to be able to be there for those kids. You're not going to be able to show up in your role and do that job. So really, we need to be kind of thinking about health at the forefront of anything. And just because you can't see the damage that the stress is doing to you now, it's doing damage, and it's something that, and
Mm.
you've got to think about. Think about where I said in terms of where you might be in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. Is where what you're doing today taking you to a place that you want to go. And I think in terms of creating change, I think change is scary. Growth is scary, and fearlessness doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Whenever we're stepping out of our comfort zone, when anything's novel, uncertain, threat to ego, or there's a loss of sense of control, so that's the acronym NUT, is going to feel scary. That's going to initiate a stress response. But I don't think anything is scarier or than staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. So let's pull that, there's always a way to manage that fear. There's always a way to pull apart it. There's always a way to prevent it and to repair it. So don't expect to be fearless when you're making these changes. Don't expect it to be comfortable, because it's not. But just think about the benefits and think, do I want to stay stuck where I am, or is it worth just giving this a go?
I love that. I love when people give messages like that just linger, and you feel the sparks. You can feel that ignition, that change coming, because that's one of those things. That question about that leads you to action without even realizing it. You start thinking about it before you know it. You think, "No, I want more from life." Oh, I love that kind of. I can see why you've been so successful. Those kind of
Thank you.
questions get to our soul, get to the nucleus of us, rather. They cuts through the bullshit, and you get people to change.